But you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
And you are so intolerant that you want to find a way to create chaos. I want to give you that.
Minority Leader,
no, Chair, he was just talking.
Just address the chair.
No, but you are closer to him, Chairman. We've all kept our calm. He is showing power, force. I am this, I am that. It's not fair.
And the rules are clear. And I can assure you that I will not allow you to breach any inch of the rules today. No inch of the rules will I allow you to breach.
Honorable Minority Leader, you know the rudiment of the game. If you don't want interruptions, let's go by the rules.
In my youthful days, I gave somebody 70 years. Atayi, I gave him 70 years. And what I told myself was that if Atayi was given 30 years and he comes back, my family will be the first family he will attack. So by the time he comes back after 70 years, I'll be dead and gone.
Afenyo-Markin once again, the micro minority and American minority. The minority leader in parliament, and then Oni Mahama Ayariga, the majority leader in parliament, all because and then ye vete Papa ye friend Justice Baffoe-Bonnie, and now the acting Chief Justice at the same time, and then also Chief Justice nominee Kai say da. Minority kaso omontias ye omontwe masa vetwe maso abra. Gertrude Torkornoo, the former Chief Justice, you know, Nesem Dasu pending in court. Ampanampa omudi osie ayoyo, but majority say hey anyhow. Mon number kete mampole. It is heavy, monko.
But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are Afenyo-Markin. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Afenyo-Markin, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. Listen, we developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the two leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
Now Walkout, bia kosu gidi. Say bet you know, I'm going to be here MP before Walkout. Oh my dear, before that, over 2 hours. Na atininkwa. Majority side NDC and the minority side MPP. Afenyo-Markin versus Mahama Ayariga. The micro minority versus the mighty majority. And the parliament will let lie. Ne a ja.
22nd, 2025. Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo was suspended as a result of a prima facie determination by the Council of State as contained in the public announcement made by the executive. We, the minority, hold the view that the subsequent committee that was set up under the chairmanship of His Lordship Gabriel Scott Puama to trial the Chief Justice amounted to a travesty of justice.
Chairman.
The removal
our rules are clearly offended.
In the language
our rules are
of
clearly
judicial
offended.
accountability.
Because the rules I just read clearly offend that.
But
the rules clearly are offended. Chairman, the rules say that the conduct of the speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except on a substantive motion. he has just raised the question of the conduct of a Supreme Court judge who chaired the committee. And he describes it and the conduct and what the justice did as a travesty of justice. He has raised the conduct of that judge. He has. And the rules are clear. And I can assure you that I will not allow you to breach any inch of the rules today. No inch of the rules will I allow you to breach.
Let me respond to him. Chairman, let me respond to him. I'll give ruling. Chairman, let me respond to him.
I want to raise something. I beg you, you see, I cannot go and be giving you the opportunity when the person who is speaking is in the process of responding to the issue.
Let me respond to my respected colleague, the majority leader. Chairman, it is his contention. It is his contention that my reference to the committee's work amount to attacking the conduct of its chair. With the greatest respect, I need to be listened to, and he has to pay attention to language as used in context. For the avoidance of doubt, I am repeating that the minority holds the view that the committee's work resulting in the removal of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, amount to travesty of justice. It is a view we hold. It does not offend Order 1237. Order 1237, with avoidance of doubt, provides the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members of Parliament, the Chief Justice, and Superior Court Justice of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except a substantive motion. Now, the distinction must be made. Respected Ayariga, please bear with me. I've listened to you. The distinctions must be made. Your work in the regular official duties and a critique thereto must be distinguished from personal conduct that one would consider as misbehavior or stated misbehavior. I am not, with the greatest respect, impugning the person of the reputation of my Lord Puaman, who I voted for under the influence of Honorable K.T. Amon. When all the odds were against him, I have nothing personal against him. Because even where there were personal issues that people were attacking his reputation, I was one of the few who stood.
Mr. Chairman.
So I'm not here to attack him.
Mr. Chairman.
And he knows I won't attack him. The caucus is talking about, please, Honorable Ayariga, let me finish. You were allowed to make your point.
Yes, but Honorable Minority Leader, just be brief.
Very well. The committee's work is what we are expressing an opinion on. And we are using very civil language to say that what it did amount to travesty of justice. It's as simple as that. So let me proceed. Chairman, unless the majority leader intends to frustrate everything that the minority has to say by way of its opinion, when did Parliament reduce to this? When you have the right to say your own, you are the leader of the house, you have unfettered right to rebut. That is the debate we even have on the floor. When there is a debate, you take note. Where you think you disagree, when it gets your turn, you should also say that the committee's work did not amount to travesty of justice. Simplicity. But this issue of one line, point of order, next line, you are marking, don't say this, don't say that. Where are we heading to? The judiciary criticizes the government and members of the public where they disagree in their ruling.
we
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly conclude for me.
The work of even
Please
the
conclude for
judiciary.
me. Conclude
So
for me.
I beg you, leader.
Conclude.
We all agree, Chairman. You know.
Conclude.
Right.
Kasede, heat what say? Why? A naked truth. Our old burger trends. For you know, everybody pay max billion. Now make sure. So over subscribe. Like it. Na share mo unya so enya bi ehwe. We are for comment no jato comment section na say boko sene be ya. Menya bi na mahwe na mawu so die ntia. Ana wadwen a wo edifa minority ntokwa on the majority ekokon no. Ana our parliament ana ye say oh on the 10th of November there parliament bet na say na the new appointed chief justice Papa Efenyoo Justice Baffoe-Bonnie John Dramani Mahama John Kwame Nkrumah John Ababio ayi ni say o head all the justice system wo Ghana kai say na anu ya da etu atu we ngetu etu atwire be ma bo we ekotwire obabo Gertrude Torkornoo na ye ba ye justice system ni na on the chief justice na anu ya yi ana manfo the petition and come John Dramani Mahama ma on come council of elders after so we no say no asem we dey say yetena se na ye ka ndi ekoti committee na committee ne kai nipa na oda so no the acting chief justice Papa Efenyoo Justice Baffoe-Bonnie eno heya getu darabase ki se on chin da on tia se papa no onu kra ne oti we no first Supreme Court papa na so omo tia do anwa so omo nkan ba ku ba go say enti we dey ba beta na se so any way we wu odin se to ni tisu ye ni we mewu ene yanka mi mano yanka amfa odiko high court amfa Supreme Court aba eno so amfa ECOWAS Court eno so nyamfa ye odiko ma efeni say lawyers are more England and Wales any Commonwealth lawyers graduate by Enzo amfa enti nei diaba say acting chief justice na all acting in place of Mami Ayefenyoo Gertrude Torkornoo ono Ano John Dramani Mahama in terms of seniority the only can back can onim rano enyim ni ye pa aye di adwuma na mana wana waka odi na chidi ni die ni buo e de be mana no Papa Efenyoo Justice Baffoe-Bonnie ya appoint Papa ya wi as chief justice ye me vetino parliament en vetino ye wi a ye nyintuma as nominee wa pass and questions are answering na etosumo Avnampana so na necessary no o say ye na zampa juma die na ehemu kena aya MPP for so benti ase omuka ne ka sa glo no mu die na mo say ye munye hu ye press conference ni Walkout ba beba no munye hu ye kra enadua ye kwotena ase ma no say ye obi ka titi obi kire na mo so meka mo adwene na say ye ya mo ma adwene mo nka ni na magana fo hu die ko no mo say ayo. Now when Afenyo-Markin, our majority leader called fire the majority leader in parliament, Papa Efenyoo Mahama Ayariga said, you can't be allowed to run down everybody and walk away because you are Afenyo-Markin. Today you will not attract anyone and walk away. While I sit here, Mahama Ayariga is a mokache, Papa Afenyo-Markin, all because Papa no ashe washa say ototo your friend is saying the nominee chief justice Papa your friend Justice Baffoe-Bonnie aya washa say busa the question of say e was free wey a preliminary stage obi a church na adwina say ya start to say Papa no ye be sha say busa the questions what you say can say we free me man na de wotaye no we in the parliament say Sebi umwade na oye na umada side odo ba odo father side eye yawa eye nonsense say kwa kesi card be do si Mahama Ayariga say umfa man ne enti de utaye the parliament e jaw no e parliament jamani nka na mom no de ba na eye boot for boot munga mu pa udi si betwa na enu angongo si gwanta kwa no to aso wey ana Afenyo-Markin so we minority leader edema the MPP and the minority side say you are so intolerant that you want to find a way to create chaos. I won't give you that.
Oh, very well. Chairman, nowhere in my submission did I impugn improper motives? Or was there an inference to such an act? Chairman, you must let the majority leader know that he is a majority leader. When you raise your objections and everybody is quiet, and you are so intolerant that you want to find a way to create chaos, I won't give you that.
Leader,
no, Chair, he was just talking.
The chair.
No, but you are closer to him, Chairman. We've all kept our calm. He is showing power, force. I am this, I am that. It's not fair. What he's doing is not fair. It's not fair.
Chairman, what the rank is doing is not right. You were given 5 minutes. We spent 15 minutes.
You don't have the floor. Honorable Dapamako, you don't have the floor. Honorable Roxanne Nelson Dapamako, you do not have the floor. You don't have the floor. Please, Minority Leader.
So, Mr. Chair, we've been very calm, quiet, decent. We want to discharge our parliamentary duties, yet the attacks are becoming one too many.
And also, I am Minority Leader Afenyo-Markin. Baffoe, I also got Papa Afenyo Mahama Ayariga, Majority Leader say, "Whoa, I said, why have you said, on Tias, to me? Why I want to say, oh, where day, and a king came in penny, Sata men too near one day, Bonnie now, who best union on Chasso. Now, or no Alexander Afenyo-Markin on your Baira, and I said, body, I brought you. And to where Oja, Oju, Johnny Jano. Was sorry that. Me said that Obel Shomanasio Bibia. Our vetting committee that time say, hey, hallelujah, yes, Udove, or Dowo Sontina, and to Konabu Parliament. Nenu Kuso San Kwango yo. Esa to us so. Afenyo-Markin, any Mahama Ayariga, esa to us to trade Mahama to the sunset. Afenyo-Markin, I got say Mahama Ayariga say, or say Mahama Ayariga Afenyo-Markin say, yes, I intend to be offensive. I'll keep you within the rules.
I'll be surprised if after all these years in this parliament, you don't understand those rules. I'll be surprised. Yes, I intend to be offensive because he has told me that I am here to deliberately obstruct the minority. What did you say about that? To describe my conduct here as deliberately obstructing the minority when I'm trying to keep him to the rules. When you say the conduct of a judge, we're not talking about the personal conduct, who he slept with and who he didn't sleep with. We're talking about his work, how he conducted his work. You are saying that the committee conducted its work in an opaque manner. That's what you are saying. In darkness, that's what you are saying. And that the outcome of their work is a travesty of justice. That's what I'm saying. And you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You are not. You as a person, you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You know the rules in the Constitution regarding the work of the proceedings. You haven't shown at any stage that the rules in the Constitution governing the work of the committee have been breached in any way. How can you come and sit here and describe the work as opaque, travesty of justice, and improper removal, and etc., and expect me to sit here and allow you to do that? You are clearly violating the rules. And when I try to guide you how to go about your work, then you say that I'm trying to obstruct you.
According to Mahama Ayariga, or say, hey, what's it? The American mediatum, me ye de Mehamo, Mempese Mamma Quine, and Momo Yama, and Mekoswaye. Until say, who Afenyo-Markin, our minority leader, who will follow Mran, who a lawyer, wouldn't be a year. Quite was who Cassatire, Papa. Your friend Justice Paul-Baffoe-Bonnie, and show and send fata. As a when he came when you come for, Ansana, ye baby was a papa. I didn't want to bet my own timine, or say, and also, a Kubari, Abasama, a dear, and you say, also own idea who ye are. Kuku Guna Yaki Kaika, and is in Yada. And in that, I let it off your markets. On a papa, your friend Mahama Ayariga, Majority Leader in Parliament versus Minority Leader in Parliament. All because the Bessa, your vete, now you're nominated at the end of the day. You swear in Papa, your friend Justice Paul-Baffoe-Bonnie, or acting as a Chief Justice. No, aya. MPP for so Monty or Monty Saint Torkornoo, Eja, Tuntum near Jacoco, Asiobia our parliament in there.
Let me protest the rather unacceptable, consistent attempt by the majority leader to obstruct our side's remarks in this process. I know he's your leader, but Chairman, this is unacceptable. That said, I will proceed. Yeah. We hold a view that the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Torkornoo was cloaked in some opaque circumstances unacceptable to the jurisprudence of our country.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker,
you know the rudiment of the game. Honorable Minority Leader. You know the rudiment of the game. If you don't want interruptions, let's go by the rules. Other than that, the chairman will be compelled to listen to the person and make ruling.
This one is friendly. Opaque. It's friendly. Opaque.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, please. Mr. Chairman, if the minority, led by the minority leader, were to walk out here and invite all the journalists, they could describe the work of the committee in any language. In any language. Nobody. Freedom of speech. But before this committee of parliament, the rules are clear. What you can raise and what you cannot raise, and how you can raise it. I'll be surprised if after all these years in this parliament, you don't understand those rules.
Now, Minority Leader Afenyo-Markin is the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga. After our fight, and the 12 say, Omo committee say, ye babine ya nkabi, and ya makura, and kaya, Alasan Sulemana, Tampuli, so editor say, it is important that the minority leader is given the opportunity to speak.
Permit me to enter this discussion. I think that, Mr. Chair, you have to look at this, the context within which the minority leader is making this speech. You have to recognize that there is a background to the nomination of the nominee. And it will look very odd that we can have this conversation, the vetting of the nominee, without reference. It appears that there is a gag order. Mr. Speaker, the minority will have its say, but the majority would have its way. So, Mr. Speaker, what is wrong? We've spent almost 1 hour going back and forth on this simple matter. And I think that it is important that the minority is given his opportunity to speak. Then the majority leader can set the record straight if he thinks that he has said something that is wrong. I think that we should allow the discussion to flow. Mr. Speaker, it's been 1 hour. Order. Going back and forth.
Honorable Tampuli.
With respect.
Honorable Tampuli. In this house, we play by the rules. Now, tell me, at 30, in raising a preliminary issue, and preliminary issues are not questions for the nominee to provide an answer. Then you bring the work of another committee entirely to describing it in all sorts of ways. Should this be permitted or it should not be permitted? So if we are all operating within the ambit of the rules, we will not have any problem. That is where the problem is coming from. The whole world is watching us.
Majority leader no. Papa your friend Afenyo-Markin. O man kwa manin kanasem. Ama se waka ne kasa buache ni yonso debi. Se democracy ne be ye na be ko ye mpa dia. esi e dia minority leader no kasa o kasa wi ana de anya majority leader ne de no we noticing it down na ne wo kire mama na hu say no who can we na pair your parliamentary proceedings ne your vetting rules no and ni kwan say who can we na ewia the a friend is saying chair our yeah Bernard Ahiafo our deputy speaker of parliament no preside on that okay ye be ye ni say ana ye ni say na mo no hu say majority for no omni minority leader Afenyo-Markin I say omu bully ne keke we enye fine enye omu yesa emwaye and so ebedani the speaker first the chair our the deputy speaker of parliament Bernard Ahiafo versus another parliamentarian or minority side now ni na go say minority first the chair papa ye friend Bernard Ahiafo busa say clerk no MSW in the chief justice no say yay ogo chief justice say yenswe ni in mani me chief justice yenswe ni in as a chief justice nominee nti MPP for nominee ya kumwo muti kwa pai eja sha say ba moja aya ko to say zero na ha abele wosopa ni na ni say eni kwa se nkokasa na che ni say yey mutu mo de asem ono say papa monto mo basin or say cut the eye of the chair not the microphone di oga chere man no the say monto mo basin the mo ya no ye pa no na so mo hwem huye next time opeso okasa aye me chair ana me mo kwan na wakasa ene microphone nda we no say tap ya on e ba no sha say kasa o say debi ntwaye eno ntirebu di next time mo ye de ye na mom no papa ye say we chief justice nominee enti clerk best way chief justice nominee say MPP want to one say you want to still now MP back say until na wa say and say the chairperson our Bernard Ahiafo or draw statement no make he say papa no chief justice instead of chief justice nominee no say we be steady o untime nkan de me na me chairperson me chair committee enya wo ana we chairperson untime metre me eduma me ye about steady what it yes steady I will be no.
Honorable Habib, let me hear you.
Chairman, thank you.
I hope it's not different from what I said, Chief Justice.
Close to what you said. Initially, you said the clerk shall swear in the Chief Justice. And this is Parliament, and for the record of Parliament, that will be captured. So if you are correcting it, then direct that. Your earlier statement should be expunged from the record.
Unfortunately, you don't have a right to tell me what I should do. Once the correction has been made, may we proceed to administer the oath. Clerk of the committee. Honourable members, as the tradition demands, we shall proceed to call on the clerk to have the Chief Justice sworn in.
I hereby proceed to lead the nominee to take the
oath. Chairman, for the record.
These proceedings must be orderly. When you have an issue, the practice is that you catch the eye of the speaker, and in this case, the eye of the chairman. You don't have a right to ask anybody to stop whatever you want to say. Honorable members, the idea is, why should I refer to him as a Chief Justice but not Chief Justice nominee? Chief Justice nominee, you are welcome.
Afenyo-Markin said, "Or today, your friend is a majority leader. Any the chairperson, Bernard Ahiafo Mahama Ayariga say, the mu ye ya mu twitwi MPP for ya mu eni o mu nkomo ma manfo ntigana for nim ehu de ntia. Omo person veti o me take part, o me so o mu chetirem. Na Ghana for hu se enye bua payo. Na emom no do mu ya ma Ghana ye yenti. Some NDC for one person Matias here. Speaker, the chairperson so also person Matias here. I say mu ye. History is watching you. And the eke kakoi said that young kwama say embrace sa na 2 minutes sa mamunga se mu bi da me say before the warning o mama one we say emre bia ebeba no o meye obi I said the akwala go school na ka preni no na ne nua adanfo bi edidie na ayi man bi na waten ne say na ayi ama ni bi antafre e wa no aga say misumi nyame de a ubehu enti before say omunya NDC fo a de ko so ya mu yi emre bi so na MP before so eguta super majority in parliament no mo na tia memmu mu na tia kunya so a the MDC for mu yi o meye mu bio na mon kai
Mr. Chairman,
you should go and address the press. You should go and address the press and stop this.
Honorable members, order. Honorable woman, order.
Mr. Chairman, let me make these preliminary comments before I address.
In response to.
Yes, before I address, I've made an observation. The learned Attorney General knows how much I respect him. He knows how much I respect him. And this must be reciprocated by him. When the respected learned Mahama Ayariga, leader of government business, was raising his objection, I remained quiet to listen to him. Because I know that decency requires that we listen to each other in silence. We are lawyers, and in the least, we must demonstrate that practice in Adaba for people to know that we listen and respond. So please, unless there is another plan that I don't know, but whatever that is happening today, history is watching.
Now, Alexander Afenyo-Markin can say, on majority side in parliament, and in the speaker, the chairperson, I will say history. Today, whatever happens today, history is watching. Okay, anyway, and the member, as a majority leader in parliament, another prayer, the minority leader in parliament. The second minority leader in parliament. Another prayer, another chief brother. Another prayer can say they be. The way Mahama Ayariga, what Jojo young people was not me best kasa. But baby, I do no man kasa mo ehun I say one kasa otiwa. Ye you bone ahwe na se pam kujo. Ani baba you say obeyi dan sweat. Onya ne sa. O mo atia say dem mu ye. Standing orders ni rules now mention na bi okre ni e bi osukra na as parliamentarians even though there's rules ebu aso operate based on the practices. Enti omo onema bi omo aye pen omo nim pen a omo metimi da ya bra sam na krokra na ho. Enti de mu ye ya mu person minority for ye benya anu akase dachi asemebo. Enti de me boss minority leader in parliament Alexander Afenyo-Markin sana hene kan no no am so nefu aso majority leader in parliament ni the chairperson Bernard Anyafo. The muye yempene so anhwe anadachi in asemeba
by the majority leader Honorable Mahama Ayariga.
Well, initially I didn't want to comment. We thought we should. Speaker, we in leadership have a role to play in helping you shepherd and guide this process. How does it look that the Chief Justice nominee is before us, and this whole process is being reduced into a banter between the majority leader? It's been reduced into this. It's most unfortunate. And I'm surprised at some of the issues being raised by the majority leader, saying that, show us the rules that says that when there is vetting, you should be allowed to make comment. We are not only guided by rules, we are also guided by practice. Exactly. Show me the rules that tells us that every Friday you should be standing behind the dispatch box and presenting petitions. There are no rules on that. But it's part of our practice. The majority leader will respect you. You know this. So don't keep referencing that saying that show us the rules, show us the rules. It's not just about the rules. It is also about our practice. Now, the very rule you referred to, 103, when you said it could be applied mutatis mutandi, I think, Majority Leader, you are wrong. The rules were made with specific functionality, and the 103 you quoted is on admissibility of motion. No, it's motion. And it's giving us conditions for admissibility of motion. So when you read the heading, so you are interpreting the rule to suit your understanding. A while ago, Tampuri just referenced Order 5 and says that interpretation will be done by the speaker. Allow the speaker to lead the process. Allow the speaker, the chair.
Now, Omanu see pepe. A while I'm to us say, baby, I don't know. Omuntimin drop proceeding so. Omatred say, Gertrude Arabase Torkornoo, Ninsem Guzo Court. Aside that, Chief Justice you agree nominating no. Omunu say, committee na kwatana so kran koyi. Mahama Ayariga yabu say masa. Muntimi me kasansi mhuno because you have 3 arms of government. Yen aye legislature say the executive your judiciary force honum. Omo operate on their own no tom. Enti mamunya say penimpa ye na oba be represent omunina no. Muka say the name by heart na moye de emfata, but according to the minority side in parliament say omuntimi entwa so oman register omu view they ha omo kama committee na ya we enti omo document omo fantu parliamentary books mu na mu say emre bi etwam in 2025 November ekoduru say ye a justice bi a na friend Gertrude Arabase Torkornoo na kwa fa so yi omo minority side there omo ditumi say antwaye ene kwampa so enti ma me guzo o kana asem court ye ma court ni na ani na asem ni wie ansa ye be fufuro ye fufuro na emom no say majority for mo say mo 2/3 in parliament na mo ye mighty majority nti mo betaki mu dishina monto aso enkoye na say the omotaka o asem say the minority will have a say but the majority will always have their way enti matima kwa e de mu pe o na emom no monkai say ye ka kire mo.
We don't need to vet a nominee before we vote against the nominee. We have preliminary issues well grounded in law. You may disagree with us. And we say that on the basis of that, we cannot be part of a process that would give right to another and deny another of her bona fide as enshrined in the Constitution. Chairman, that said, we would yield to you to proceed whilst we exit this committee room with our views well documented for the record, and on the floor we shall proceed with the debate, further stating our position and take a vote against the nominee as required by the rules of the plenary. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader. But how do you reject a nominee who is yet to be vetted?
Should I respond to
The report is not ready to be voted for. We are not at a stage of approval. So your conclusion is very preemptive.
No, Chairman, let me
It's
Chairman will respect. Chairman would
this is not what I want you to respond to.
No, Chairman,
so
but
I don't want your
Chairman,
response on this.
To the extent that you've raised it, I just need to. I just need to.
Honorable Chairman, Minority Leader,
Chairman,
you have your day.
Chairman,
you have your day. The two microphones should be off.
Chairman,
the two microphones should be off. With all due respect,
we have registered our position.
Honorable Minority Leader,
that we have rejected. We don't need to vet
agreed on your position.
We reject it, and we
agreed on your position. Yes. Yeah. When it is time for voting, then you can vote against the nominee. Yes. So we thank you very much, and we wish you a very good luck. Honorable members.
Why you wishing us a good luck?
Yes, yeah, okay. Yes. Honorable members, those present here, we have the constitution.
Now, and I didn't send the after the walkout. And this is funny, be a better Mahome. Papa, a friend, Fred Agbenyo, Papa, say, Fred Agbenyo, so on Tiazi, or who the entire MPP for you. Eguso mu especially the minority leader say adanku da do be no the move by from henceforth from the start yenim say eje den ya MPP for mo be stage workout as usual mo de yenim say mo ye ya na mo workout na yenim say mo be ye enti anya enwa na kwa e first waste about over an hour any debate on useless unnecessary things, you know. Nan ka betimi this time no e dey avert papa your friend Justice Baffoe-Bonnie. Name mo no MPP mumpeu abensaka. Se mumpeu abensaka. O say John Dramani Mahama ana ayi the acting Chief Justice. Baffoe-Bonnie say on the substantive Chief Justice. And for my man Ghana yi the the MPP for mumpeu work out. And this is for now the good numbers. Oma from Korum Navy, and to Oma Twaswa, you Majuma said, they say, Nefata. In the minority, you can boycott, you can do whatever you want to do. Name NDC for Ome decided.
The challenges that confront the judiciary of our country. These are not the reason we are here today. We have not come from our house to come and sit here and look at one person doing this theatrics and this comedy. It's long overdue.
You think it's an obscure distraction to, delay it?
Deliberating. And guess what they're going to do? He wants the opportunity to look in the face of the nominee and everybody watching, say whatever he want to say. When they finish, then they'll walk out. That is what they want to do.
Oh, that is expected.
That's the strategy that they are employing.
We'll walk out.
Let us tell them what we can tell. Let's tell them our peace of mind. We finish, we walk out. That is what they want to do. We're going to allow them to do that. We have tolerated them for far too long. We are not going to continue again.
So will affirmation be done today? Surely the acting Chief Justice will be vetted the nominee?
Complete the process. We'll complete. They can't stop us.
Whether they walk out or not?
Whether they walk out or not, we'll continue the process and we'll complete it.
They have challenged the legal process actually.
When they had their darling girl sitting there, they could achieve whatever they wanted. Now we are resetting Ghana. We are making the things to be done according to the constitution of the country. No darling boy business any longer. So if the darling girl is gone and they are not happy with it, that is their own business.
It's rather unfortunate that an obstruction is being served so that delay will happen. But some have also argued that they have a valid point that they need to ask the right questions so that we go through. So finally,
you are a journalist, you have been here. What valid question have been asked? All the things he has said, point to one that you can say a valid question that he has asked. It's not just a waste of time. It's not just drama, comedy of errors. What else has he done? Is that what you are looking for? Is that why we are here today? There are serious problems with our judiciary that we need to ask questions. They are very, very serious. What is coming to do when they take over office? That's what you're interested in. Not this, whether you are happy or not happy. Well, is Ghana for one person? Are we governing Ghana based on somebody's personal interests? No. We have a constitution that is governing this country. And we have gone to the same process. Why? He was in office when they removed the former, what is the name, EC board. Didn't they use the same constitution? Didn't they go through the same process? So what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Isn't it the same process that we use? A person was presented to the president forwarded same to the Council of State, they established a prima facie, a committee was set up, they did their work, and they came out their verdict. What has anybody done? Are we breaching a constitution? So why should one individual and a group of people think that they are superior to the rest of us? And what they think and believe must be the only thing that must be done in this country? Are they more Ghanaian than the rest of us? Are they more intelligent than the rest of us? Do they like this country more than the rest of us? We are not going to tolerate this. We have endured them for far too long. It's not going to continue.
Would a majority leader be in consultation with them to at least, tone things down so that we can finish the process and go?
To meet and have a middle way. We try to actually build some consensus. But when persuasion fails, they will do what we need to do. Ghanaians didn't vote for us to come and sit down here and fold our hands in our destiny and allow this micro minority to bully us and whatever they want to do. No. And nobody should take us for granted. Nobody should think that we are weak. We are not weak at all. We are very, very capable at making sure that the mandate that the Ghanaians are giving us, we will use that mandate to develop this country. We are not weak. We are not. If that is the thinking that, oh, we are weak, we can keep quiet, we can allow them to do whatever they want to do, that is a joke. No. Ghanaians gave us the super majority because they want to see this country move in a different direction. And so anybody who will be an obstacle to that agenda will clear the person.
Now, another MP Bakwa, or Asante Akim na friend say, Kwame and Yimadu MP. I wanna Asante Akim Central, rather, yes. Papa say, dear Fred Agbenyo Eke Cancer, MPP for share that ye Buapayo say, a premeditated, or may imagine so moving in an national time, or maybe have done the free parliament house war, or may walk out. And I was saying, or so on the docket Eddie. Document the Kutano. Oh, prepare questions. I know, baby, say, no. Majority for Mamma Kwan Mamunka, Mamma Kwan, Mamuncha Magine. It is a team in Chile, and they say, Frimoa, Chenya, none the Munquam taking this, Namoya Madi. Nemo, they are butter, ye pa. And they say, we're here to ask questions, but majority ABC for Namaquai, and Tigana for Montreal to ho. Na monga say MD before the work am say ma work out am say no obi akrati work ata omuni say munim ye motaye ana munya so am be ye.
People are saying that this is your plan. You already have the point.
That's not true. If that were the case, we could have just done a press conference and we don't even need to come here. So that is not the case. We all agreed. We had a meeting. I have my questions. That's why I have my file. The questions that we're going to ask. Everybody has his questions to ask. He is going to be the Chief Justice of the whole nation, whether you are MPP or NDC or majority or minority. So it is for all of us to make sure that we get the best for the country. And therefore we planned to partake in the process, but if they are not allowing us, we don't see how. And the last thing we would want to prevent is to something happen in this very room, where people engaged in fists and whatnot, to the extent that others even said that people went under the table and held other parts of the places that I don't want to mention. If all laughing, meanwhile you reported it. But we don't want to get there, so let's give peace a chance.
Honorable, in similar instances, for instance, when some seats were declared and you were against the parliamentary procedure, you proceeded to court. Why did you fail to do so in this instance?
Well, there are so much processes. There are a lot of things we could do, even in parliament here. And I already told you that, and I was a member. I personally appended my signature to the motion that we put before the speaker. And we got the notice, I think on Friday night or Saturday morning, that the speaker did not, yes, on Thursday night, that the speaker did not admit it. And between Friday and Monday, I don't know how fast we could be to file a process in court. So maybe we can consider that, or probably it is shows.
You consider his.
Now, some of you ma MP before PN. Akwekeso Afenyo-Markin is number one. Kasa ni buofu saa. Okochia Rosin Damafekwo. Oye MP at the majority side na already. Papa Opiano o pushing na answer me say, hey. Na dia no baby adu blows wo. Ana me say, hey. MPP ni NDC for ntakwa. Ente no mutu mu blows. Ente adia no ani brabam. But still majority for say they will carry on. They will make sure say omede so moye. Now when any do say the majority side in parliament, I want the vetting committee no say check. Mo ba kwa amonko na mo simple wo mu a enya hwe ntoma say mutaku esu ye yimfiri mu entosini enti adwuma na ye be ye. We shall work for Ghana and for God. And mo be to aso ebebusa papa e friend no Justice Paul say Nijumadi as a judge say and obedi no na eno so sakura no odi wi a enam ye justice system ananu ye imame eyi furu wo Gertrude Torkornoo yes misdemeanor subambi oda na de enyenti ene akwakoyi na furu wi uye ni furu wa na say amanfo say omunhye be ni ye justice system ni nisa because as no krekka no eya koye asebuachi bidi din twintwan ye twe ema enti ye kokko kra na yenim se konya na kre anase de akwakoyi eye judge fo a omuni lawyer fo bi anase client fo bi edam pa ba akoso a omukaka bi am no so odebi no we no mto aso bisa the personal question say chairman Oyere a prison officer. At one point now, so we a prison officer. About say now, so we are lawyer to the sense of a lawyer, Abaya Jaja, who was Supreme Court, you as a Chief Justice or Simon Tumwase. First question. I will say everything I've done as a judge has been guided by integrity and impartiality.
Throughout my career, from prison service through the Internal Revenue Service and the Judicial Service, where I've been for the past 33 years, I have integrity. I've believed that everything that I've done as a judge has been done with integrity, honesty, and impartiality.
And the Chief Justice nominee, Baffoe-Bonnie, and some can say, or not be a judge in a debt, no Quenya me. You might be odi as a judge, piano, or the paper you on the credit, and a year you man or make sure, say, as something and a batamtin and a baby attempting and a down. I hope not about the naked truth among all the truth and no, or making sure, say, as a judge, or beka, both the accused or the plaintiff, or more, or more than 70 bus, Bibiano, and no more, or more, and Yakufa so imagine and Bibiano, and may use a man or no, or making sure, say no credit, or can a paper. We are not the two to say, I have always believed the law should apply equally to everyone, regardless of their status in life.
I have charted a course of adjudication that believes that the law should be the law for everybody, and that it doesn't matter who you are and what you are. Once it comes to the law, it is no discriminator of persons. That has been my abounding lifestyle.
Who a politician now? Who is he can pimp, and I say a friend say pimp. Who billions, millions, and I say who thousands, hundreds, and only capre. I say Ghana, Mrano, your constitution, no, your interpreter. A canwa, a yepe, a camia, a yepe, a can't go see Bentim, our free, a friend send them a chat, I say a yepe, I go cack a pain, our what, a friend is saying for my table to choker, I say a yepe, I can't be a worker, no kumasi, I say a yepe, sofu, pastor, and I say a lawyer, engineer, doctor, nurse, teacher, ni, and I say even president, and I say politician, and I say parliamentarian, and I say MP, I say a new BID, said the senator, oh, you know, say, aha, a bonny years was 7 no. No Kenya no a prison officer and is a prison officer. Now when I'm out for who say, ni junior officer, no gas be as a senior officer and junior officer there. Or Muntimi nido emani ye and I say, check. Obanzo me peno. Obaya me and no subai about me power boom. They say Obintisi Casumbo Ware, Netanfo, and Animusu Fontino. Or no dear insurance or insurance hano. Obegu diama, the dofo. And you Ojana as a prison officer, I say, Aya. Romeo and Juliet, or don't we there? Factor Fatam Kruman Pa. And Papazo Ojana, prison officer, Humanum, a proceeding for and no, and an Aryan as a friend said, Justice of the Supreme Court, and then young nominee as acting Chief Justice and saying, I mean, I do not say veteran or a queer rich head, yeah, and this is one of our way, voting so we could do parliament at 210. Any NBC Ebekoye, any voice of Mofasum, any Keneke, Ebekoye, Ebefa. Eti Papa say, oh no, Nijuma Diana Obedino, Obe make you say, be a pepe, Nemuno, Nere, or sacrifice the man. Sasso, they say, a 2 year DNS or sacrifice Eddie Magana, no crano, none of crano, the idea. Why not? Obey a man for the door.
I joined the Ghana Prison Service in 1988. And I underwent 6 months military training, and I was posted to 2nd D. That's where I met my wife. At the time I met my wife, he was also a Bob No rank person. She was she didn't have any rank. Actually, a sixth former who was then starting her career in the prison service. I was with the prison service for 2 years, till 1990, when we were told that I, as a deputy superintendent of prisons, couldn't marry a junior officer because we couldn't go to the mess together. So I opted out of prison service so that she could stay.
Now, Papa did also say, almost now the famous Atai Bokrono na Machese, the entire Ghana, radio, TV, graphics, online, Obia, as Atai. And the very not over Chrono Ghana, near Fro Atai, and they say Eban saying, Anna Ujeli Atai for 70 years. And I say, Boo, I'm a kind of Crenchemu. Or say, I gave Atai 70 years in prison. Because if I had given him 30 years, my family and I will be the first person he will attack when he gets out. Where a Chief Justice nominee, Baffoe-Bonnie, and the defending the entire of these 70 good years. And the man branch and a friend Atai. So I'm going to go there, as ever part of her. Or else of prison suffer. Or Kanya Missam Odime in Paiboye, Odimo in Paiboye, or Bompire to 2 Bonina. Every amount of us who will prison when we say, Yanko Ponseni. Nyankopon yebi eti papa na identify the entire tie so o man long years e man kokoko da mu o se hwe o prince wo ba pe me na me yere na me ma ni mabushafo ye na get so me ntwe man yes ada.
We are always talking about a bunch of plantains, a crate of eggs. My mother is a Catholic, was a Catholic. I always tell this story. Her mother was a Catholic. And you know, these old ladies, how when they said, in my time, the Catholic priest was a white person. So at the end of the year, my mother wants to go and then harvest a particular plantain that he has nurtured over the year. My mother was going to the farm every morning with a bent back. This young man was sitting under the shady tree. In our place, we call it in Kwankwenyase, playing drafts. Every day, my mother passed by him to go to the farm. Now, 1 year on, it is time for harvest. My mother wants to go and harvest the plantain to come and give to the reverend minister, the white priest, who speaks Latin. And then this young man has gone there. And you know, when they go there, they don't cut the plantain. They move it from the top. So my mother will walk all the way to the place before realizing that the plantain has been harvested. We sit in Accra here. When a magistrate at Gosu decides to send the boy to prison for 3 years, we sit in Accra here and say the man stole only a bunch of plantains. Do you know what it means what the bunch of plantain means to my mother? It's like stealing your car. You see? So, I mean, there are so many reasons. The magistrates and the judge, they are trained. They have this, the sentencing guidelines, they have them. But sometimes they have to go beyond it. In my youthful days, I gave somebody 70 years. Atai, I gave him 70 years. And what I told myself was that if Atai was given 30 years and he comes back, my family will be the first family he will attack. So by the time he comes back after 70 years, I'll be dead and gone.
Now, when Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dominic Akutingi Ayini, said, that in the Akoso said the Senate Fatanemum, minority leader, especially the Omoya and in the minority for yet and you crack. Or send that the Opebia and Uncle Betty Martin Obusano. abranka vet ne kosono nanka ya busa questions e dey ma papa ye friend Justice of friends the Supreme Court Chief Justice Papa Baffoe-Bonnie but man sa as a introduction yen can primary friends and talks yi na moye oh de bi o se the minority any Afenyo-Markin ya papa o se ntwa ye baako o se in fact as a movie bi no moye o se we ntwa ye and speaking well about governors and speaking well about how our parliamentarians and so behave our parliament.
The minority leader could have made a general statement that the minority opposes the process and that they are, as a result of their opposition, either not participating, okay, or that they have questions to be posed to the nominee with respect to why this should be happening at this point in time. That is the context within which I think he should have situated his comments. But the approach that he used was basically to bring the motion that was dismissed by Mr. Speaker back on to the agenda of Parliament through this committee. And that was, to me, regrettable. And it was a sheer waste of time for the entire committee. You can imagine that we spent about 2 hours just on his preliminary comments. Right. And then also it doesn't show respect to the nominee. Okay, there are 3 branches of government. Most of the time I want to say that there are 3 co-equal branches of government. We cannot bring the potential head of one of the branches of government to sit here and wait for us for 2 hours just to debate amongst ourselves, you know, I mean, whether or not his vetting should proceed. So I think that is highly regrettable. But that is all I can say for now.
So whatever that happens, the affirmation will be done. The acting Chief Justice will be affirmed.
Of course, it will come down to a vote.
Right.
And if it comes down to a vote, we are on the side of the president's nominee. And we have the numbers to do so. We are not abusing our majority. We are basically asserting, you know, our right to confirm the nominee that has been put forward by His Excellency the President.
What happens if there is a walkout from Parliament, from the minority side?
Well, we'll have to continue because the practice and convention of Parliament is that once a quorum has been formed, that quorum continues till the end. And so we have formed a quorum. In fact, the majority side alone has quorum to be able to conduct the business of the House. But given the fact that the minority has joined us, a quorum has been formed, and if they do walk out, we will continue the business to its logical conclusion.
Well, thank you for having us. So we're speaking to Dominic Ahini, that is the Attorney General.
Now, Papa, your friend, the Chieflos, Jimaga Jr. Esquire, or say, why is the MPP afraid of Paul Baffoe-Bonnie? Were they not the ones who appointed him? Or say a MPP term under Kufuor? I never pay High Court, they didn't call so. Appeal court, they didn't call so. A man be paying our chief as a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Or see all the entire nomination of Papa Nenyano comes from the MPP. Why is the MPP afraid of that same person? And maybe they are afraid that say wabe NDC ni no say wabe NDC ni whatever one of my pointing in the various na amana bedru ha on tiase dem before you entry and send fatakra.
Let me come back to this as well. The vetting of Justice Baffoe-Bonnie. Again, you see, why are they scared of Justice Baffoe-Bonnie? He was appointed to the High Court, the Court of Appeal, to the Supreme Court by the MPP government. Why are they afraid of him today? And I said it on this platform that I watched Paul Adomotri and Befi, the MP, what's his name?
Michael
Ochibef, yes, the MP. When he was talking about the fact that when the CJ is suspended, Baffoe-Bonnie will be acting, both of them said that is scary. They know something we don't know.
Yeah, because it's an NDC member.
Okay, today Baffoe-Bonnie that was appointed by President Kufuor and had been there until Akufo-Addo's time is an NDC member. Oh, you see, when you are behaving this way, there are certain things.
But isn't the concern much more about the process that led to him getting into this position? The process, the whole removal process, and the concerns about the fact that it was probably not fair.
the whole removal process. Look, we are not pandering about somebody looking at it whether fair or wrong. GBA, the association that I belong to, in their first release said that so far everything had been good.
Now, according to Ebenezer Nate, as you say, for me, I don't think there's any need for the minority to drag this issue. Or see the minority for you on Tiasia, I can't go on there. No crepa no baby I said the two. Minority for I don't know drag issue. Mumpu, Mammy, I friend Gertrude Torkornoo. Or you're gone, or you're gone, or you're gone and rested. Yes, I said, we're the human now. Tell that Jesus Christ, I don't know, says, it is finished. Asa, everyone upon. And the other not tintinate time. Tintinate time. Young Chassia, dead baby. Baby, and go see you, Munyai.
I was just talking to one colleague of mine. I was just look. For me, I don't think that there's even a need, even for the minority, to be dragging this issue. Because because I watched the majority chief whip, the kind of words that he was using on the floor. My own friend and brother, Dafiamopo, we vet it. There's nothing you can do. We have made up our mind. So it means that the mindset is already being made.
But the challenge with the position of the minority is that you're saying that because the matter is in court, the vetting should not proceed. We know court cases can drag, so we should be without a Chief Justice for as long as the matter is in court.
But he's acting as a Chief Justice, and is appointing judges to be handle cases.
So he should continue to act as Chief Justice, even if the case will be for 4 years.
What stop him?
Now, Rashid Tanko, computer, as also a deputy director of elections, at the NDC. And I say, whenever the MPP is in opposition, the country develops. Then the question as I say MPP before, I'm going position. I say, I say, me, you move from Muntem, near and Temna, Ghana, Ecoso. Baby, I also made the come out, so we are good. Our position. In the day idea, or more that idea, check the food and answer, walk out to Bebrebe, Nina, and fire go siri, Bebrebe, or the Bebrebe, Donna for Mundim to say MP before me as opposition leaders. And the monkey poor more opposition, what's it? Anything for Pablo, smart me area. Or the Ghana for more head the minority for you. Or Musubano, money and nature say, or more enjoy minority party, Mama Moha. Maybe a election be a minority, moving before tour. Because the Muye enjoy the entire more healthy situation in Nano, on Tiasse. I think I never be a Etimicoso. Nanka Chief Justice, you be a Chief Justice, oh Ghana.
So today, whether they show up at the vetting or not.
Today, when they go and cut a bed, and we all see that this is a bed, the minority will say we should call it a monkey, because they don't see it as a bed. It is only when they are holding it that then they can describe it as a bed. That's the kind of behavior they are.
What if maybe it's true? Maybe it's...
What is true about this? I've just given a litany of example of their hypocrisy. And I'm saying that today they will vet the CG.
With or without the minority?
In fact, if they don't come, it will good for us to save this country. Their absence will even save this country. Because what are they going there to do? That is a problem we are having with them. And I think that, look, we must call a spade a spade. And I've been saying it. Anytime they are in opposition, the country develops. Seriously.
So they play the opposition role very well.
They play it well. They should be.
So why don't you just let them on the table then?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Let's keep them there. When they are in opposition, country develops.
Anyway, any heat. See in the Parliament of Ghana. Minority for Mudiebo. Momo Obia will say Walkout Moe, Ampanyampa. My so predictable. Obaya Ampanyapa, my Walkout. My Walkout, now Ghana for him, a year mobile. Mama, my so easy to predict, and you're fine. One more time, I'm going to get to the Gertrude Torkornoo. I remember the NDC were there with you. I don't think fully they agreed or they wanted because that time they realized Senama Jampe hierarchy. I ban in terms of justice of Supreme Court. They had their issues, they raised their issues, but they sat in the vetting, asked their questions, and the only vetting say, hey, the Chief Justice is telling us, says, you won't go Ghana, none more best set, Mr. Ghana is the passport answer, my Ghana. And Ghana nipa doesn't know passport to Ghana. How many Ghanaians and only passport? And you are telling me you can only be called a Ghanaian if you are holding a friend is a passport, not a birth set. Meanwhile, the birth set here, your registration as a voter's ID. Out to about when he was a lawyer, when she became a judge. And the other NPP, more yet the service to the Ghanaians. Why won't you sit in, ask questions to Baffoe-Bonnie? Because my jam NDC from Guamon and nominating. So meaning say, few a friend say investigation wa go ni ana. Idea ebe buoma papa no ntempa obele you the chief justice. Adena mo haisa NPP. Be a better and strong opposition leaders. Fight for the right of Ghanaians, not your political interest. But still, okay, omunti. But in that Ghana Parliament need Gertrude to major church here. Eja Kokopa, Echibebia, Afenyo-Markin, the minority leader in Parliament versus the majority leader in Parliament. Papa, your friend Mahama Ayariga, and Yasam Kitwa. Where to we say I will not tolerate your offensive words. We say I won't mind if I'm offensive. I'm say, hey, Ghana Parliament in a Japan. Atomusan, and why there? For comment to comment section as we are. Subscribe, like it. Na share mo so enye bi ere. Edino, back max billion on naked truth our old burger trace macro. Bye bye.